trying to knock out the #1 seed, Cade Cunningham and the Detroit Pistons, but Cade not having any of that tonight.
Cade was flying. The motorcade was rolling tonight.
You could tell, too, I mean, in the first half, he had 27 points and 1 assist. For a team that's struggling to score, I think he realized it's got to be me, and it was Banchero who's carrying the magic in this one. Spectacular games for both.
He's got to get some more help on the road, though.
Cade on the way.
I thought the Pistons played a lot faster tonight.
They would lead by 17, Chuck.
But this man bought his game today. Paolo!
He had 45, 9, and 7.
Damn.
Hey, Paolo.
Give me something, Bane.
He did. He knocked down that 3.
This was a really good game.
It really was.
They would come back and cut it to 2, but Duncan Robinson connects.
Can't leave him open.
Detroit up 10 going to the 4th quarter.
Nice.
Jalen Duren on the feet, and somehow he gets that to go.
Okay,
I love this
Orlando
kid
Woolridge.
right here, but we got to get him in the gym this summer, work on his offensive skills.
They would lead by 13, but here come the Magic. Look at Banchero.
He is rolling.
Yes, he is.
I would say, watch Banchero again from deep. They're down 3. Here's the answer.
Step you back, son. Step you back.
Be careful with that, Ernie. There's only one answer.
He had 40. Yeah, he had 45.
That's an
matching
offensive foul.
Banchero's 45. Yeah. It was the screen called on Wendell Carter Jr. And 116-109 is your final score. The Detroit Pistons avoid elimination. They trail this series 3-2. The 2 teams with the most clutch wins in the league this year each have 1 in this series. This one keeps the Pistons alive, 116-109. They never trailed in this game, led by as many as 17, but it was tight. Here's Cade.
Not everybody's, blessed with those type of opportunities to have pressure and to, have things on the line like that. A lot of times I feel undeserving of how great of moments I get to be a part of. So just thankful for it. Just try to make the most out of it.
There's a handful of them in the league. They're unique. They're special. As a teammate that he is and understands his responsibility and what he means to this team, he wasn't going to let us go down tonight. Got to be better on the glass, better on the free throw line. We make our free throws. We got a real chance of winning the game. Lost by, 7, missed 14 free throws, so that's the game. It's our turn to protect home. We've done a great job at that. They're going to be desperate. We're going to be desperate. So it's going to be another war, and we just got to be ready for it.
Can't wait for that one. And meantime, dueling 45-point games in playoff history. This was only the second one, and the first really outside of a ballroom, because the other one happened in the bubble when Donovan Mitchell for Utah and Jamal Murray for Denver went for 51 and 50. But 2 45s tonight, that was big time.
Big time games, but I do have a question for Chuck. Because you've been in this position before where a 8 seed, you were a 1 seed, and you were playing an 8 seed, and they went up 2-0, but you were the best of 5 at that time. So what was your mentality, and what should be?
We had to get the first one.
What's your Detroit mentality right now, then?
Detroit, this game, I'm looking for, it's game 7 for Orlando. It's game 7 for Orlando. They're not going to go back to Denver and win. I think the same thing about
to Detroit.
They're not going to go back to Detroit. I think the same thing about the Nuggets, the Timberwolves tomorrow night. If the Timberwolves don't win tomorrow night, they're going.
But why were y'all so confident? Why should they be confident?
Well, they shouldn't be overly confident because Orlando, they talked about it, is desperation. What we did when we lost the first 2 at home, we're like, we've got. Because obviously if you lose 3, it's over. Once we won the first one, you're going to win this 4. Because there's so much pressure on them in game 4. And then all you got to do is get back home. And back in those days, they were 5-game series. Yeah. But we had a meeting, and Paul Westphal, one of the best coaches I played for, he said, guys, all we got to do is win game 3. If we win game 3, we're going to win game 4, and we definitely going to win game 5. So I give Paul Westphal a lot of credit because we were shook We lost to the Lakers, as a matter of fact, the first 2 games, and we were shook. But he said, guys, all we got to do is win 1 game. We got the best team. Just win 3, and we're going to definitely – then we end up blowing them out in 4 and winning in 5.
Yeah, but I think Orlando felt they gave that game away. It was very close to them. You know, Paolo missed 7 free throws. They missed 14 free throws. They're going to be confident. They're definitely going to be ready. But the superstars came to play tonight. As a kid, this is what you want to see. You want to see your favorite player at the moment of truth step up and have a great game. And, you know, both guys did that tonight.
The difference, too, when you look at these 45-point performances by Banchero and Cade Cunningham, 5 out of 12 from the line for Banchero. He mentioned those 7 missed free throws. But for Cade, 13 for 23, 5 out of 8 from deep, 14 out of 14 from the stripe.
That's the game right there.
But going on the road, he's going to have some help.
You know, Tobias has been pretty reliable in this series.
The one guy, you know, and I love Duran, he's got to get me a 20-10 game. He hasn't had a 20-10 game this entire series.
No, 12-9 tonight.
But Tobias Harris
especially a guy who averaged 19.8 or whatever during the season. Yeah. So he's averaging like 7
Tobias
points
has actually played well, but somebody else got to step up too.
Yeah.
I mean, you got like Duncan Robinson's got to step up because you're gonna have to score. You know, Orlando, they play at too slow of a pace, so they're gonna keep the game around a 100-ish. But on the road, you got to play better.
Were you surprised that was a playoff franchise high 45 for Cade Cunningham?
No, not for playoff.
Cade Cunningham.
A franchise high, yes. Yeah. Because when you talk about Kelly Tripucka when he was scoring all those points. Isaiah Thomas was when they were playing.
I was a little surprised, but Isaiah Thomas was the only person who I thought.
I thought it would be Kelly Tripucka as well.
Kelly Tripucka was a hell of a player.
Well, you know who did have the record?
Who's that?
Dave Bing, 44.
The great Dave Bing.
Oh, wow. And on
great businessman Dave
On the
Bing.
Orlando side, Banchero 1 shy of the Orlando franchise record of 46.
Dwight Howard?
T-Mac and Dwight Howard.
Yeah, we don't tell enough stories
41
like that.
in Orlando.
I had 41. I missed a couple free throws. My bad.
Did you really? Just a couple?
Of course I did.
Wait.
Stunning.
You don't have that record?
I got this record, though.
I'm just asking you.
I got this record. 3 in a row, take a year off, and then get another one.
Oh, I see that.
How many we got? 6.
No, you know, that 4, that's how many games Keem swept you in.
Yeah, that's okay.
When is Coach
I don't want to watch that. I don't want to watch that.
Wait me when it's over.
How many we got, Kenny?
I'm only 6. We should do a podcast called The 6 Rings.
When we come back, the series
presented by AT&T.
Halftime in Detroit, and it's getting chippy in here. Over 30 combined free throw attempts. Magic closed with a 7-0 run. The Pistons have a halftime lead for the first time in this series. Welcome on in. I'm Taylor Rose with Dirk, Steve, BG, and UD. And y'all, after that Game 4, Cade Cunningham said the way they've been playing has not been good enough to win games. Jalen Duran said this ain't over. Yes. They upped the physicality, but the Magic matched it there to end the half.
Yes, they definitely answered the call. They handled the offensive rebound. And you see early in the game, I think they made an emphasis of getting in the paint, but not only getting in the paint, but offensive rebounding. So if you're going to switch those small guys onto our bigs, we're going to beat you up on the glass. So right now, they're 18-8 on offensive rebounds. In a possession game where teams are going to struggle to score, you need those offensive rebounds. Not only that, but they're also winning the game in the paint, 26-24 right now. I know that's a small margin, but once again, with teams that do not shoot the ball from the perimeter, you will take a 2-point advantage in the paint points right now. So they're handling that, but I love the way the Magic stayed poised on the road down the stretch in the second half, getting the matchups that they want. Paolo was relentless getting downhill. So this is a good basketball game we're in for in the second half.
This was fun to watch. Cade, the head of the snake, obviously with Toronto. I thought he was going to have a great game coming home, wanting to set the tone. He's the leader, and he was fantastic. He's really getting to his spots. I think we have a few clips for him. Attacking the paint early on, a little lefty. Here he just bully ball, gets to his spots, mid-range. Here he knows he can shoot over Bane and Kane anytime he wants. And then, of course, when you made a few, then the 3 bars starts falling. Had 20 in the second quarter, and he was fantastic, giving Detroit the lead.
Cade with 27 points, by the way. That's the most and a half by a Pistons player over the last 30 years, Steve.
Wow. Great half. Okay. You know, part of this is Franz not being here. You know, Franz, I think, first of all, UD said it, Stan said it. I mean, the Magic got to be thrilled to be in this game right now. But Franz not being in there, not being able to switch in a lot of these pick and rolls, I think it's really giving Cade an opportunity to say, like, I can take my time, get to my spot, shoot over folks. And then Franz is he's an all-star caliber player. His IQ, his size, listed at 6'10". He's a connector. He's a playmaker. So I think defensively, his absence has allowed Cade more freedom. And then offensively, been impressed. They've been able to get 60 points without him. But they've kind of, I'm not sure that this is going to continue, but Paolo's had a great half.
Yeah, he has. And then, Detroit started the game the way they needed to. But I really appreciated how Orlando responded to getting down 17. Called the timeout, came back out, and it was just the way they were going about it. They were getting downhill, the same things that were working for them in the wins this series. Got downhill, kickouts, making some open threes, but it started with Paolo sort of just imposing his will. And that's sort of what we asked from him, not to settle, but to make sure he's getting downhill, see him get the and one in transition, or maybe possible and one. And then you see if you go in, just like Cade. So I like that he sort of took that upon himself, get down by 17 and sort of turn it around.
We also had some good chippiness, and Desmond Bane was at the center of it all.
He's always
He's always there, ready for it. What we got here, guys?
I mean, it looks like Wendell Carter and listen. Let me tell you something. Duncan ain't hit nobody that hard. Duncan ain't never hit nobody that hard.
What'd you
say?
Get up.
I like to get up here.
The Bucket Bronco move is strong.
The Bucket Bronco move.
Hey, look, he's strong.
Yes.
He lifted his arm off.
But I mean, Steve, this feels personal between these two teams.
This is what the playoffs is about. I mean, it doesn't have to be chippy all the time, but physical, competitive. And as you get deeper in series, it does get personal. You're playing the same people. You're looking at the same people. They know all your plays. You all know theirs. It's inevitable in most of these series. If it's competitive like this, it's going to get personal.
Yeah, Game 5, do or die for Detroit. It's time for Court Connection, presented by AT&T. Danish Jenkins here with the dish to Karis LeVert. Goes down. Pistons trying to avoid elimination. They lead the Magic 66-60. The half, presented by AT&T, continues after this. We got to get some love to our favorite viewer, Stan Van Gundy, BG.
Yeah, man. Inspired by both franchise. That's what you get for trading for me. I get coaches fired, baby. That's what I do.
Get coaches fired. No, Stan he's always locked in, shouting us out. One of the best teammates, always prepared, makes every game better.
Didn't they give out the best teammate award today?
Yeah.
I mean, Stan should have been in the running. They overlooked you, Stan.
I will say this about Stan. In my short time with him in Detroit, man, he's just like one of those coaches where, first of all, knows X's and O's. You can hear it on the broadcast, but, man, he cares about people deeply, and I felt that so quickly, and always cherish my time with Stan. So thanks for the shout-out, Stan.
Yeah, thanks for the
man,
Stan. We're locked in on you, too. We're locked in on you, too, and you are an incredible teammate. Thanks for always giving us some